Meantime, let's talk to our security correspondent, Frank Garner, who can join us live from Jerusalem. Well, Frank, as we wait for the Israeli Prime Minister, what are your thoughts? There are these reports, initial reports,
James Bond himself.
The Israeli government, or the security cabinet at least, have given the go-ahead to this truce. So that wouldn't actually be a surprise. That was the thinking, that was the speculation that they would.
Well, that's what they've been saying all day.
Yeah, it's widely expected. I mean, there has been a small but very vocal opposition to this, partly coming from the National Security Minister, the hardline ultra-nationalist security minister.
Ultra-nationalist!
He took to social media to oppose it, saying that now was the time to push Hezbollah to basically follow through on Israel's military advantage and crush it, etc. But it's very clear that there was
crush it!
From the United States, from France, and from other countries in the region.
I think it is a pain in the fucking shitter.
Because you've only got to look at the
fucking
enormous cost, particularly for Lebanon, of this war, and Israel too wants it to end. They need it to end, they say, on their terms, and they've largely got what they wanted from this deal. So under the terms of the deal, 60-day ceasefire window, during which Israeli forces will withdraw from Lebanon, Hezbollah will withdraw from South Lebanon, and the security vacuum will be backfilled by a bolstered Lebanese National Army and UNIFIL troops, blue helmet troops from the United Nations. I think the fear amongst some is that, certainly in the north of Israel, that the last time this was supposed to happen, it didn't work. Hezbollah filtered back into South Lebanon, which is their ancestral home, as it were. They've got a lot of allies there amongst the population, and that they will start to dig tunnels and store rockets, and it'll all start all over again. So
it's been a while since I've been digging tunnels.
That it's been signed off, fantastic. If it's a ceasefire and it stops the fighting, there is a feeling that this is, though, just simply kicking the can down the road. Now, that said, this will now put the spotlight on Gaza, because a lot of people are saying, well, if you can reach a deal for Lebanon, why can't you reach one for Gaza? Stop the fighting there, withdraw the Israeli army, get the hostages out. Gaza appears to be rather more complicated, but we're hearing that Palestinians there are divided in their opinion. Some are saying, well, this surely improves the chances of a ceasefire and an end to the Israeli occupation in Gaza, which has cost so far well over 40,000 lives. Others are worried that freeing up the Israeli army that's no longer fighting in Lebanon, they will now start to attack or to redouble their forces, their actions in Gaza.
And Frank, just on the sort of technicalities of this ceasefire deal that, well, we don't know, we haven't had it confirmed that it's been agreed, but Reuters are reporting it has been agreed by the Security Cabinet in Israel. I mean, this is an agreement not specifically with Hezbollah, it's an agreement between Israel and the Lebanese government, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, this might sound strange.
Hurry up, nut job, get yourself on stage.
The Lebanese government is, but Hezbollah happen to be the most.
I'm getting mobile phone claw trying to fucking
as well as having seats
hold my phone this long.
So the deal, you're absolutely right, is between the Israeli government and the Lebanese government, but it can only work if Hezbollah agree to it. Now, they've been putting out quite sort of victorious-sounding statements today, saying that it's their steadfast resistance that has repelled the Israeli enemy, or they don't call it Israel, the Zionist enemy in their words, and that they're presenting this as some kind of a victory. But it's been enormously costly for Lebanon, this, of course. Now, under the terms of the deal, Israel, and this is really critical for them, they retain the right to go back in militarily if they perceive there to be an immediate threat from Hezbollah. Now, if it's a longer term or like a less immediate threat, like they detect tunnels being built, things like that, they will take this complaint to the Five-Nation Committee overseen by the United States. We know that France is going to be on that committee. We don't yet know the other countries. But if it's something that they consider there is about to be an immediate attack by Hezbollah, Israel will simply go back in militarily, presumably with airstrikes. So that was a really important part of the deal, which was initially resisted. It's one of the reasons why it's taken so long to get this deal signed off, at least by the Lebanese side. And now it appears that the momentum, or at least it appears that that has been done by the Israeli side.
He's not done the slapping stream, as they said.
Initially just for 60 days. I mean, that's
was going to be
first
speaking
period of this
from 6 o'clock.
agreement.
Like, all these pricks, they're always
Yeah,
fucking
they've got to see
late.
that it actually works, because if at the end of that 60 days fighting is resumed and there's rocket fire and basically a continuation
This
of
guy
exactly where we are
genuinely used
today,
to be
then clearly it
MI6
won't have worked.
until he
And
got
there'll be a
injured
lot of
in the
people who I
field,
think
and now he's
are
a
quite cynical
BBC
about this.
international
I
correspondent.
mean, earlier today we had, I was listening to the town leader of, the town council leader of a town up in the north of Lebanon called Metullah, and he was saying this is a bad deal, that it's simply not safe yet for residents to
Nutjob's
return, because
speech to come
Hezbollah still
soon.
retain a lot of their armory as well as their forces, and he's even been actively advising residents in the north of Israel not to come back to their homes. Now, that
Wonder
was
if
one
he'll
of
have
the
any props with them.
That's been a strategic war.
Will they have like a watermelon or a white flag? Maybe he should bring a white flag. Oh, yeah, baby.
Here in Israel.
BB Nutjob loves his props.
Push back Hezbollah and create the space, a free, safe space for Israel's residents to return to their moshavs, their farms, their kibbutzes, their businesses.
Frank,
in the
thank
north
you.
of Israel.
Frank, I'm just going to interrupt
Nutjob, Frank, fuck off. Fuck off, Frankie boy.
Destruction of Hamas, we return all of our hostages. We will make sure that Gaza will no longer pose a threat to Israel, and we will allow the Israeli northern residents to return safely to their homes. The war will not end until we will achieve all of its goals, including until the northern residents will be able to return home safely. I would like to tell you that it will happen exactly as it happened in the south. My dear friends, residents of the North, I am proud of you. I am proud of your perseverance, of your resilience, and I'm completely committed to your safety, to the rehabilitation of your villages and countries and cities, and to your future. Thanks to the valor of the IDF, the ISA, the police, and other security agencies, we have achieved great achievements on the 7 fronts.
I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank my dad.
The entire world is in awe. It reflects Israel's power across the Middle East.
I have the
Of
power.
the octopus, Iran. We have destroyed major parts of its air defense, its missile production, and a huge component of its nuclear program. I am determined to do everything in my power to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. This threat is always at the top of my agenda, and it is true today more than ever before when we hear the recurring statements of leaders talking about obtaining nuclear weapons. To me, removing this threat is the most important mission to ensure the existence and future of the State of Israel. In Gaza, we have
Oh, he's not calling it a country
the
this
Hamas
week, he's
rebellion.
now
We
back
have
to calling
killed
it a state.
20,000 terrorists, we have killed Dev and other leaders, and we have brought back 154 of our hostages. We are committed to having all hostages return home. All 101 hostages.
All
who have
101.
captivity, whether dead or alive, and to end the terrible suffering of their families. And we are, of course, committed to completing the destruction of Hamas.
Hamas.
In Judea and Samaria and the West Bank, we are killing hundreds of terrorists.
Yeah, we're killing hundreds of them.
We are taking action in all terror areas. In Yemen, we have attacked the Hodeidah port that the international coalition did not do in the past. We are still curbing many UAV attacks, and we are still facing many challenges. In Syria, we are thwarting systematically Iran's and Hezbollah's attempts to give munition to Lebanon. Assad must understand that he is playing with fire. And now the 7th front, Lebanon.
We didn't start the
Hezbollah
fire.
chose to attack us from there on October 8th. A year has gone by. Hezbollah is no longer the same. It has gone back dozens of years.
We bombed them back to the Stone Age.
It is the axis of the Axis We have killed all senior commanders in the organization. We have destroyed many missiles and rockets. We have killed many terrorists, and we also destroyed the infrastructure of terror that has been built for many years near our border. We have targeted and struck great targets, and we have attacked
True
Dakhla,
picture.
and the
True
ground
picture.
is trembling in Lebanon.
Trembling!
Just 3 months ago, all of this sounded like science fiction, but it is not science fiction. We did it. And I would like to tell you,
The WWF wrestlers are following around Trump,
this
mate.
campaign is underway.
Trump's-
I keep
Trump's
looking
bought
at
them
all
all.
the fronts simultaneously. I have done so when I decided at the beginning of the war to focus on Gaza and not to open another broad front in the north, in Lebanon. And that's what I did a few months ago when the time came and conditions were right to turn to the north, and we did focus on Hezbollah. And that is what I did following the missile attack from Iran, when we chose very meticulously
Yes.
when to respond and how to respond. And that is what I am doing today. I am looking at all the fronts simultaneously. I see the broader, bigger picture, and I am determined to give our soldiers, our brave soldiers,
Heed the man.
all the means to save their lives and to bring victory to us. And that's why Israel, tonight I will bring to the cabinet's approval an outline for a ceasefire in Lebanon. The duration of the ceasefire will depend on what will happen in Lebanon. This is a complete understanding with the United States. We are still continuing with our freedom of action.
Come on, Hen.
Complete. If Hezbollah tries to rearm or attack, we will strike back. If a rocket will be launched, if a tunnel will be dug, if a truck with arms will be brought in, we will strike. And yes, I know what people are saying. If we go into a ceasefire, we will not be able to renew the war. But I'd like to remind you that that is exactly what I was said, exactly what was said to me when we went to the ceasefire in Gaza in order to release our hostages. They said we won't go back to fighting. But we did go back. We went back big time.
Big time, yeah, man.
Okay,
We went back
Hezbollah
big
will sit
time.
quietly for a year or two. It will rearm and then it will strike us again. But Hezbollah will breach the ceasefire not only if it strikes us, but if it only just tries to rearm in order to strike us in the future. For any such violation, we will respond very severely. I know that some will say, and some don't believe that we will.
Some might say
Not believe
that this is
that we will have
fucking
a ground operation in
bullshit.
Gaza, but we did. They didn't think that we will go into Shifa and Khan Yunis, but we did.
Won't
They
be
didn't
long
believe
till the
that
bombs
all
are
the
raining
tremendous international pressure
again.
will go into Rafah in Philadelphia, but not only did we do that,
Some might
we
say.
We struck heavily. Many also did not believe that we will strike in Lebanon, but we struck there too. We attacked very strongly and with sophistication that surprised the entire world. So after all of that, how about starting to believe us? How about starting to believe our determination?
I can't pick my
our
favourite,
way,
mate.
our commitment to victory.
What flag should win?
So why go into a
There's only one way to
ceasefire
find
now?
out.
There are three main reasons. The first,
One
focusing
banana,
on the Iranian threat.
two banana,
And I don't know what to expand
three
on.
banana.
The second, to allow our forces to refresh and to also
There's a song in there, isn't there?
our resources to be replenished.
5, 6, 7, 8.
But there have been some delays in the supply of ammunition and arms, and this delay is going to be removed. We're going to have advanced weapons, and that will save the lives of our soldiers, and it will give us
That's
great force
Royal
to complete
Standard
our
of Scotland, mate.
Another third
Robert the
reason for
Bruce's
ceasefire
shield,
is to
which became
disconnect
Scotland's
the
Royal
leaders
Standard.
and isolate Hamas. This is the second day of the war. Hamas
Hamas!
relied on Hezbollah to fight alongside it. Both Hezbollah Hezbollah out of the picture, Hamas will be left on its own, alone on the
I'll show you something
We
cool,
will
right?
exert greater pressure on it, and that will help the
Look
sacred
at that.
mission of
Now give me 2 seconds.
returning our hostages and releasing them.
I'll show you.
Of Israel,
I'll
this
show you another
past
flag.
year, we have turned the tables. We were attacked on 7 fronts, and we responded. We are changing the face of the Middle East. All of that is being achieved thanks to our courageous soldiers, thanks to your resilience.
Let me show you the flag of Jerusalem.
Severe and thoughtful management of the war. I have said many times that a good agreement is an agreement that can be enforced, and we will enforce it. With God's help, we will.
With God's help!
We will have the north go back to the way it used to be, and we will continue all the way to victory.
Well, there we are.
Zeke how, motherfuckers!
Netanyahu confirming what we had reported there from Reuters, in fact, who were saying that the Security Cabinet in Israel had approved that ceasefire in Lebanon, meaning an initial 60-day truce that will end the fighting. Let's go to Lena Sinjab, our correspondent in Beirut. Well, I suppose, Lena, fair to say there will be huge relief across Lebanon after
doesn't he look happy
so many
anyway?
airstrikes over so many
Crack a
weeks, and
smile,
so
hen.
many deaths, a death toll over the last year of almost 4,000, according to the Lebanese authorities. Relief that there is at last to be a ceasefire, even if it's just initially for 60 days.
It's 60 days as long as Israel doesn't think Lebanon's doing it and they don't like. I don't think it's going to last 60 days, would you? I'm going to go into the bookies and see if they'll take any money on it.
Certainly, this is what people are looking forward to, especially on a very difficult day today that people describe as a day from hell. Lebanon, Beirut has been bombarded several times.
That was what made me very suspicious. That's what made me think the ceasefire was going to happen. The fact that Israel was bombing the living fucking daylights out of Beirut today, and Lebanon in general. I think it was. I know they were hitting Beirut as well as the south. They were hitting Beirut, and I was like, right, that ceasefire's going to happen, because before you go hit any ceasefire, you want to fucking rattle the fuck. You want to finish your job. And that's what, by all accounts, they did. So, 60 days, Israel will get a few more shipments of ordnance and love bombs and bullets for the US and their partners. Time to ship that all in. And then in that period, if during this pause, the Israeli army will restock, refuel, fucking 60 days of rest for their soldiers and stuff like that, you know, refresh, because it's been a long grind. And but if Hezbollah does the same, we'll start raining bombs on your fucking dumbasses again. Oh shit, I better shut up, my door's on. So there you have it, folks. But better than fuck all, innit, man? But it's no, the war's no ended. It's just a fucking dumbass ceasefire. And if Hezbollah does anything, if they stock up 3 tins, you're allowed to have 2 tins of beans, Hezbollah. But if you get more than 3 tins of beans per room, you're getting fucking bombed. That whole apartment block is coming down, baby. So I get it, got it good. Thanks for watching, everybody that has and will. Stick a wee thumbs up and all that jazz. Any live streams I do on YouTube, I'm going to have to do it on this channel, because I'm still on the not allowed to live stream step. On my other one, I think it's a glitch. It's the Illuminati. And check out my Tickety Talks on my main channel as well. So thanks for watching, y'all. Not job. Get in.